Yo, welcome. So before anything, I do want to say thank you on the recent growth of the channel. And, my goal of 100 subscribers is so close to being reached. So I literally am so grateful to y'all and future members of the channel as well. So I really do appreciate it. But now moving on to today's Bocchi the Rock. And honestly, I've had this anime in mind for the longest, to be honest. And to be real, I relate so much more to Bocchi upon watching. And for me, it made me so inclined to go over and recommend this anime to y'all. So, it was honestly a great watch, and I love all the characters, to be honest. And all their personalities mesh well with Bocchi, and I find a relation of their band to some of my own friends, since I'm pretty introverted myself. But I'll get more on the specifics later in the video, because as usual, we're going to do our episode 1 yap. And hopefully I can convince you with seeing the absolute peak of Bocchi the Rock. Enter Bocchi, whom we get introduced to right at the start in a moody and depressive filter, and it contrasts well with her childhood since she was low-key always alone and didn't really have a single friend growing up. So she's a very lonely person, but I could tell she's got a good fam around her at least. Plus her dad was in a band in the past, so upon watching this one band on TV with him, it motivated her towards a goal even an introvert such as herself could pursue, and that's to be in a band one day. So with that, her world brightens, and it even shows in the filter switch. And over the course of the next 3 years, she learns the guitar all on her own and even has an online persona by the name of Guitar Hero. So we know she's low-key, really good and has fans and all online, but a quick reality shift shows that she's still really introverted and she doesn't have any friends on her own, really only has her guitar and her dream to one day become popular and to join a band, which will be rewarded soon enough. And before I move on to her fateful encounter with some great characters and future friends / band members, her goal to perform in a middle school concert was never attempted. She was too shy, and even going into high school, she still hasn't mustered up the courage to do so, but she just doesn't have the mindset to do so yet. But moving on to her fated encounter with our drummer gal Nijika, whom is out looking for a new guitarist since for her band K-Sock band, which had a runaway vocalist / guitarist. So with meeting Bocchi, she trusted her instinct and asked her to join their band on short notice for an upcoming concert that they will be performing here at Starry, a club that lets bands perform there obviously, but upon Nijika dragging Bocchi there and entering, we meet a new character again, with that being their bass lead Rio. And I can already say I love her style and personality already, but I won't yap too much on her too much yet. But with their introductions done between the three, they quickly get to a small practice where we see Bocchi not being in a flow with the others at all and being, to be blunt, ass at working in a group, but still great at solos, of course. But they then start their first performance, but Bocchi low-key plays within a mango box out of pure shyness and nerves with Rio and Nijika, but even I can tell there low-key isn't any chemistry between them yet. But in the end, it's still a success to their growth and motivation to continue getting better for the band, especially Bocchi. Alright, moving on past a very nice episode 1 into things I love now, and I'm sure y'all would love too, the banger intro. So credit to Otaha, whom created the song Seishun Complex, I think that's how you say it, and the lyrics by Ai Higuchi. And honestly, they both did a great job, because I didn't skip the intro once, and that's kind of rare for me, so honest props to them and all for this banger. Moving on to what I promised, which is speaking on the rest of the members of the K-Sock band. And to start, Nijika, the leader and heartbeat of the band. So I'll start with her backstory a little. And I know she comes off as a very upbeat and happy person, but she's low-key holding back a lot because she lost both her parents at a young age consecutively, and really only has her older sister Saika, who's also the owner of the club Starry. But Nijika not only wants to make a band that'll perform here, but also heightens expectations and makes sure to live up to her sisters and the club's legacy. And I low-key love that. She's hopeful but extremely motivated to make others, and especially her sister, happy. Last piece on her, but she is genuinely the one who brought everyone together and keeps them together. She's the glue for real. Moving on to Rio now, whom I should mention is Nijika's best friend, and they both go to the same school, but I low-key forgot the name of the school. But Rio is not gonna lie, outside of Bocchi, of course, my favorite character from the band. So backstory now, and Rio low-key is a rich gal, but also a cheapskate, which would totally be me if I was wealthy, but it really doesn't affect anything towards her personality, because she's really just a real and considerate person, especially with her view of their band. So she wants this band to stay true to themselves and to never stray away from being real. And she was in a band before them, but ended up leaving due to those members like straying away from this view of hers, and they started chasing trends and didn't really write their own hearts into their music anymore. So I don't blame her like for leaving, honestly. But she's also just such a cool person effortlessly, and like her shortcut and fits are always just so tough. So I really just love how effortless she is, and her realness is real. But if you can't tell, like, I absolutely love her. Like, hell yeah, like all authentic. And last but not least, Kita-chan. Her aura is just so infectious, so what can I say? But I haven't mentioned her yet, but man oh man, she's by far the most outgoing extrovert of them all. So her energy is like very nice, and like just a great addition all in all to the K-Sock band in general. But despite her kindness and like aura at the start, she low-key had a selfish reason for joining them all, which was to get closer to Rio. And I'm not blaming her, but I do the same for Rio, but out of them all, it was just a really like needy and self-centered goal as to why she wanted to join. But once she sees how committed everyone is, and especially after being around Bocchi more after taking months of guitar lessons, like she low-key grew to love playing and being around everyone, and like had come to realize a new goal to just be happy, support Bocchi and the rest of the band, and to just have fun in the process. So that's like Kita Aura for you. Last thing before moving on, I just want to say that I like low-key love all the members and how they contribute and mesh well with one another, honestly. Alright, I've been yapping enough, so time to wrap it up. I hope I've convinced you enough to check out Bocchi the Peak, and I know I only spoke on the characters in episode 1, but like, trust, this anime is great and just so full of warmth and comedy, so, you know, your typical slice of life, but like, one that's actually good, no shade to any others, of course not. But with that, I hope you enjoyed the video, and if so, leave a like, maybe even sub, and comment any thoughts or other anime suggestions you may have, and I'll be sure to check it out for real. So with that, I'll say rock on, check out Bocchi the Rock, and I'll see ya.